Hey, lore folk, Ethan of the Lore Boys podcast here. Just wanted to give you a heads up that this isn't one of our usual episodes. This one's going to be a mailbag episode. Don't worry, regular scheduled programming will resume next week. So if that's what you're here for, listen to that. If you're interested, check out this episode. We're going to be hanging out, drinking some wine and beer and reading emails and kind of just chatting about our personal life. And hey, if you like it, we actually have a lot more content like this on our Patreon, patreon.com/loreboys. Thanks so much and enjoy. It's probably better than spending it on the Lore Boys Patreon, patreon.com.
I wouldn't say that. I think we put out a lot of great content, and I think that we can listen to it even 6 months later. Mailbag
boner bag here.
Mailman here?
Boy bag?
Hello, guys. It's taken us a whole year to not read your emails until now.
It's 363 days. Yeah, it's not that bad.
Pretty close.
Rain or shine, baby, with a mailman. The mailmen are here. I was a mailman for a day and a half. So
yeah, that's what got us on time. Pete finally
delivered
the mail. He had to go to Canada Post and get a job to get all your guys' emails for us.
Pete was taking all our emails and just dumping them in the woods and saying his route was done.
And then they caught on. They caught on. Now I have to fucking work with Ethan and Jamie.
That's community service.
So today we're going to get us through as many of your emails as possible. If you don't hear yours, don't worry. It will be coming either
in 2024.
Hopefully today. But if not, it will be coming soon. We're going to get through as many as we can.
Yeah, the truth is we let it go too long. You guys are maniacs, so thanks so much. Too many, and we have it. You guys... If you guys have been listening to the Lore Boys for a while, you may have noticed we have a tendency to get off topic from time to time. So expect that. We're going to try and read all your emails. If we don't read it this episode, it's not because we don't want to read it. We're just going to read it on the next. And we'll try and make that not next year. I'm off for 10 weeks, and Jamie and Pete were just talking about camping out in my backyard, so maybe we can make a thing of it.
Maybe we can do maybe we can do Lore Boys Nights under the stars. I think that's
lovely.
And I guess for everyone who's complaining about how long they've been waiting for us to read your email on air, none of you can say anything as much as Takeo Rivera, because our first email is from Takeo.
They got it in right after our last mailbag.
5 days later.
They've been waiting the longest. Takeo says, "Hello, Ethan, Peter, and Jamie. Thank you for your absolutely delightful podcast. Very happy to learn that other people are excited about sci-fi fantasy lore as I am. I've only recently discovered Lore Boys. Hope you're still listening. I have been going through dozens of episodes as I stay home and care for my young infant. Hey, I can relate. I caught up on all my podcasts and I started re-listening to Critical Role. I'm not sure if listening about battle mechs dancing around stripper poles is necessarily healthy for his development. It is, but I have no regret.
It is.
I also thoroughly enjoyed your episode on Pokemon paleontology. I think we've all really enjoyed the Pokemon episodes. I think
that was cool.
Unanimous heavy hitters over here. Your deep dive into both real world and Pokemon history was very rewarding. Speaking of digging things up, and I opened this email before we started recording and I read this, and I've already looked up this game. Takeo says, I wanted to recommend a really outstanding indie game that I'd be so excited for you to cover. Heaven's Vault is what it's called. It's considered the best archaeology game ever made, and literally the whole game revolves around decoding and making sense of lore. Its lore is so complex that fans have apparently held conferences, wouldn't catch me in one of those, to discuss their own academic theories of the past of the games world. It's one of the most remarkable games I've ever played. I've played in the past few years, and I imagine that deep dives from you guys would be a lot of fun to listen to. Anyway, thanks for all your work, and I'm looking forward to listening tomorrow.
I hope you're still there, Takeo. I knew about this game. I was so fucking excited about it as a paleontology nerd, and completely forgot about it.
Now.
yeah, me too. I'm putting it now, right now.
I would enjoy it.
My friend Sammy played it, and Darnell played it. So I trust Darnell, and I added to the wish list as well.
I swear to God, I browse Steam from time to time, and Darnell's played every fucking game. He's the one friend on my friends list. It's like one friend owns this game. It's always Darnell.
Yeah, and he also could just answer like any obscure comic question about any era of any comic. Yeah. He's one of those guys who could write the Lore Boys wiki.
Yeah.
Which no one's done, much to my chagrin.
Yeah. 6 years, no wiki. Jeez, and we read from him all the time.
I need to Google me at some point. And
so
thanks so much.
Him pronouns.
Thanks for leaving your pronouns. And thanks for writing in.
Absolutely. So that next is me, and I go backwards or forwards. It's the come in the shower one.
It's the come in the shower one from
Yeah.
end of the show. Forcey.
Yeah. Thankfully, I skipped over that one.
I know Forcey well. He bought me the game Pathway not that long ago, and we've chatted in person. I've seen him on webcam. One of our fans that has been around for a while.
He bought our flag, longtime patron as well.
Yeah,
big time supporter. Like one of the real OGs.
Yeah. So Austin Forcey, he says, "Dearest of lore boys and Peter, how do you
fucker, I take it back. You give me that flag back, you sack of shit."
How do you, Ethan/Jamie, deal with Peter's shenanigans? Booze, weed, crocodile, nitro. However you two deal with him, I applaud you. When you boil it down, good old Petey Boy, he's different from the rest of the kids on the monkey bars. You see it when it comes down to it. Peter's on that Sigma male grind set and is be brought down by the betas around him, turning that mindset into a grind set, Jimbo. Okay, I don't know why you had to throw me in at the end. I am truly happy I found this podcast a year and a half ago and to be a part of the Discord, hanging with you boys and the rest of the folks in the Discord. It's the most fun I've had online in my life. Thank you guys. Anyway, Jamie, congrats on the baby. That I think that's meant for Ethan. That's okay.
But also, Jamie,
I'll drink.
Congrats on the baby.
I got a baby kitten. That's about as close as I got. Yeah. I'll drink to your baby's health and the weakening of my liver. Cheers. Sincerely, Forcey. P.S. What do you boys think about doing monthly Patreon chat episodes where we talk about topics that interested the month and we can weigh in on it? Just a thought. We have a hard enough time committing to putting out an episode every week for 6 years. But we can always think about it. I think the community nights are the best place to kind of talk to us about topics and stuff.
We have a mod now, like overall as like a patron benefit. I think it's a fantastic idea, but like as three grown men with three grown men lives that are like
to herd
parallel.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Hard to herd cats over here. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I was bitching to Luis about like how hard it is just to get a time most of the time. I'm like, just give me a time to be there. So today I'm like, I'm staying on the porch and drinking until someone says a time. And then Ethan said 6:30. I'm like, okay, perfect. Now we know when to go. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, we're all like professionals outside of the show, much to our chagrin. So it's something that we cannot. We just can't hack it at the moment, but it's a fantastic idea. I would love to add it to at least one of the higher tiers eventually. But yeah,
and I hope your wage discussion went very well, Forcey. I know you were fighting the good fight earlier this week. Saw all that action in the Discord.
I do want to tell it right away that Forcey sent the exact same email. It's like 4 emails later, but he did correct and says, "Ethan, congrats on the baby." So I think he just
excellent.
He got the right name.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Good. Excellent. So I guess GI Jerk is the next one for you.
No, next up I've got hey from Jason Kelly.
Who is GI Jerk?
GI Jerk.
Oh, God. Excuse me. Yeah.
Get your shit together.
It's at the bottom of the email, dude. I didn't pre-read. I'm not cheating. Okay, I did zero homework and no prep.
Our policy last mailbag was to say first name, last name withheld.
That's right.
That's where David got his name on Discord.
Yeah. Right. Well, Jason, last name withheld. Hey, Lord Gents. I've been listening to your podcast since your second Elden Ring episode. I happened to stumble on yours as the third podcast. What? I happened to stumble upon your
podcast he checked out.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. But the others were trash, and you were funny. Since then, I went to the Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and have been making my way through all of them. You make my days of picking up other people's trash much more enjoyable. Your early shows were long but very funny, especially the one where Jamie was blitzed on 4 Loco. That was Borderlands.
Probably 16 Loco.
That was 16
by
Loco,
the end of it. Yeah.
Ethan, I never thought I would enjoy Magic, D&D, or Warhammer as much as I do. I do blame you guys for my current library of console games that I'm trying to beat because they sound like fun, such as BioShock and Hollow Knight.
I'll never apologize for getting someone into Hollow Knight. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of the guys I was working with this week had a Hollow Knight shirt on the first day, and he's just like, "Oh man, I love Hollow Knight randomizers." And I was like, "Oh, do I have a fucking stream for you, buddy?"
Yeah, someone joined the Discord and then immediately asked for Hollow Knight, found it, and immediately left this week. Yeah. And it was really funny to Zagreat Dragon or something. But it was really funny to see that back then. I was the Hollow Knight boy. I was so into it. Now Ethan has probably like quadrupled my time in game.
like 300 hours or whatever, right?
And
I think.
Yeah.
Where else? I had a couple of requests. I had a couple of requests for some one-shots. Infamous, Prototype, and The Suffering. Also spawned from comics. Thanks for the entertaining show, and keep up the great work. Jason or G.I. Jerk.
Infamous and Prototype both, I loved as a kid. I loved both those games.
Infamous,
really?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bray is playing Infamous right now.
Was playing Infamous. He switched back to Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think.
Right.
Very fun, silly games. I'd be if I ever stopped doing 6-episode long arcs of Magic or Warhammer or whatever, I'd be into a Warhammer or Infamous.
The best part.
Freudian slip. Infamous Prototype episode. I don't know The Suffering by the name, but
The Suffering was like a PS2 game. It had a really brutal cover. I've never played it, but it was a thing I saw at Blockbuster a bunch and never.
I get in the chair. Wow,
Yeah.
The next two
Manhunt era.
Mm-hmm.
Next two emails are really confusing.
So I understand them. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, good.
So
they're both from our Discord mod.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so the subject is how I peel a banana. Then it says 35 out of 35. And David, I went and looked. I can't find the other 34, but I do feel like maybe we talked about it during the last episode, the last mailbag, and maybe we were deleting those ones as we were going. So David, this is apparently in response to a question that Pete asked on the Ape Escape episode, was how do you peel a banana? And apparently, Pete, you asked people to send in their responses, and David did. And he said,
I remember this now.
He says,
I remember this.
And then he said,
because you got like the point that attaches to the tree, which is the stem, and then you have the little butt, and the monkeys will hold by the stem and bite the bottom of the banana to peel it. And I said, that's how I peel as well. And I think that's what started the whole convo. And then he's saying, no, you guys are savage. Just do it by the stem.
Yeah, well, I peel it by the stem because that's the easiest part to grab. And like, I don't take a monkey's advice on fucking anything. Yeah. So why would I open it upside down?
Pete specifically requested. So the next email from David Still, he says, I sent you 35 emails about how I peel a banana, like Peter requested on the episode Ape Escape.
Thank you for your service.
However, I accidentally sent the emails from my old email. That's why his fantasy name, fantasy D&D name instead of David in the first email.
Nice.
This is a fantastic AI generated fantasy name as well.
Yeah, that's his. I think what he uses on Reddit too, because he's one of our mods on Reddit, and that name definitely rings a bell.
Oh, I actually see at the top of this page there's another banana one, so we might get a few of those.
Oh god. I guess on to the next one. We have from Chaz, another big member of the community, longtime sub, member of the Discord, who chats a lot with us. So Chaz, last name withheld. You didn't even give us our last name, but I know it. I don't know what it is. Absolutely, you guys, that makes me want to listen to shit that I've had zero interest in before. But it's the fact that you guys are so droll about everything. Oh, French. That's funny. We're funny. We are droll comedy. We're a droll #1 fake history droll podcast. You guys always make every episode with your heart and soul, like this one, where we didn't get it scripted on time. And that's what separates you guys from other podcasts surrounding this area of podcasting. You guys make the best jokes and include the people in the Discord who have interest in the topic, and the mentions feel so nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah. I legit happy cried when Jamie sang for me to come back after I left. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We did the baby come back.
If you join the Discord and leave, the great dragon,
Jamie's got your ass.
Jamie will sing for you.
You have to make a good impression first, I think.
Hey, asking for Hollow Knight's a good impression in my books.
It is.
Yeah.
That's true. You won't find that kind of love anywhere else, and I'm proud to be a part of what you guys do, and then I'm able to support you guys and make other people just as happy. This is just an appreciation message, so shush, let me be sappy for a bit. Anyways, keep up the amazing work and jokes, and I can't wait to see how you guys grow and expand. P.S. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. He sent that through the website. So if you go to loreboys.com, you can just send that directly through the website as well, or you can just talk loreboys. What is it? At contact
loreboys.com or loreboyspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
I love it when people compliment the amount of work we put into this, and I'm just like, what do people think work is? What the fuck do they think?
We have a lot of fun, but haven't you had those Saturdays where we've got to record on Sunday and like the episode's just not coming to your fingers and you've rewritten like oh no, I don't like that topic anymore and started over 3 times. And there's times where it is work. We love what we talk about, but
the writer's block sometimes is like really hard. Even and like I think that's a big part of why I do like the multi-parters of like worlds that I know so well, because it's much easier. Like I have almost a template. Like I don't have like a physical template, but in my head, I know how the Magic stories are going to go. I know how the Warhammer stories are going to go. I'm like, I know how to tie them all together. So it's like, it's a lot less of that work, which like I enjoy doing those for myself, because it actually just gives me more like energy and time to read. Like I find myself a lot more reading like the first hand sources there. Like the Elder Scrolls books and stuff like that, which like I really enjoy. And it's like, well, because I spend time doing that, I still have as much difficulty writing the episode as I did before. But ultimately, I think it makes a better product. So
I find myself most comfortable for an episode when I've dumped 65 hours that week into playing the game.
Yeah.
And
well, obviously,
that happens to me like on all the ones that I'm super passionate about. Like the last one was probably Zelda. I just dumped so much of my time in, and I didn't get everything right because the game's so massive. But that's my favorite way to live it. And then by the time when it comes to writing, I'm just vomiting onto the page. Like it's already in me. I'm just like, get it onto the page, and so I know how to say it once we get there. But
I usually use my scripts as like not as a just a delivery system, but I do like to write jokes, right? Like it's good practice is the thing that I really enjoy. But one thing I've been doing recently, because when you mentioned it, Ethan, because I didn't do it before, going to the primary sources fucking rocks. Yeah. Because I remember like last week we did the Dark Crystal, and some guy wrote an entire fake book about it during the production of the movie in the 80s. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So much more fun to write, because I remember looking up like
so much more
a voice actor.
Yeah, there's so much more content when you like go to the primary source than when you go to somebody who's just like regurgitating the story. It's like I find like so often I'll go to like, here's the 2nd edition book on chromatic dragons from D&D, and it's like whatever 290 pages long, and I will use like, you know, I'll be able to do an entire episode on like the first 3 pages of the first chapter. You know what I mean? So it's like there's so much there.
To have like responsible Lore Boys canon too, we should be making Lore Boys canon off of the primary sources, not off the secondary and tertiary sources.
Full disclaimer, Lore Boys canon cannot be considered responsible. Or please canon responsibly and don't involve the Lore Boys.
That's if we were responsible researchers, which we aren't always, but getting closer to the primary, I think he's getting closer to that for sure. Yeah.
Another email then? Another aperitif?
Oh, sure.
This one here is no subject from Monica, last name withheld. Lorebonian Wizard here. Hey. Just wanted to let you know I love listening to you guys. I want Resistance lore, and I want it now. We did it because I did read this email at some point in the past 363 days.
He cheated.
Or whenever you get to it. Congratulations to Ethan. I wish health and wealth to the new lore baby.
She's healthy, but she hasn't made a fucking dime yet, let me tell you.
I like Monica a lot. She always has like great reacts on my pet pics and stuff like that.
Very active on Instagram. Yeah, big Instagram supporter. I remember at some point she sent me a video as a mother where she was listening to our show and her son was playing video games, and the only audio in the video was just like, I gotta get him addicted early. Or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but yeah.
I didn't unstar mine. I'm sorry, guys. I'll go back and unstar them.
Can't believe it.
Yeah,
I'm going through it. Unstarring them as we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a 2 for here, just because we've already responded to Nolan's email where he says, I was wondering if you could potentially cover the Resident Evil lore in the next episode. If so, that would be awesome. Thanks again. And I'm gonna assume Peter said, what if we already did it? And linked Nolan to our Resident Evil lore.
Got his ass. Take that.
Oh, also, I'll send the auto replies. I forgot to send the thank you so much.
Of course,
and whatnot that we always do.
Can you imagine getting an auto reply 300 days after you sent an email?
Well, our friend Taki Rivera just got a thank you so much exclamation mark after a year.
I forgot what that was. So we got one from Amy, last name withheld. I've recently started listening to your pod after searching for Bionicle content on Spotify, because even now, 2 years later, I am obsessed and even have a Bionicle tattoo. Now, this might be foreshadowing for something that comes up later in this email. I have very much gotten to enjoy your sense of humor and personalities. The brain damage, in quotes, that Lewis speakers is with tree speak and is canon to all green Bionicle characters as the language of animal and Matoran mixed together. As a transgender woman, I appreciate you standing for trans rights, protect trans kids. I have a few suggestions for episodes. Cell Damage Overdrive, Futurama. That would be a funny one. Ratchet and Clank. Specifically Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, that's a great idea. Captain Quark rocks.
You're all lovely fellows who sway my home country of Wales. Bechkintha.
Oh, wait a second. Hang on a second. Which one is this? Emmy
Coulter.
Emmy Lasting. That's the one.
It was weird. Only Monica got the one that says "You are so sweet, thank you." Is it gendered? Do they put only "sweet" for women?
Well, Emmy would get it too then, because Emmy's a woman.
Is Google?
I don't have an auto since they came in from the website. You don't get
you don't get the auto reply option.
Yeah.
I should know who Emmy is. I think she's a musician who follows us on Twitter. I think
cool.
There you go.
I think she does music.
I
try to remember.
Write a song to get us as a great back, as a great dragon back, would you?
I hope they listen. So great. You asked for Hollow Knight and for what's that other game, Undertale, and I replied saying yes, we have 2 Hollow Knight, and I went back to go say, oh, we also have Undertale, and then you were already gone. So I was like, oh, I can't.
We could be a corner, so we could be a drive-through podcast where it's just like, hey, can I get I don't know, what do you want? You want 2 episodes of Hollow Knight and an Undertale? Well, no, you have to decide now. We're at the microphone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 2 episodes of Hollow Knight and no Undertale? No. Anyway, we just got to go through, right? That's sort of thing. Yeah. And you got Jamie on there, and it's like,
yeah, we got it. Hollow Knight episodes. You can do that.
Since we're in one of these episodes where we talk about personal lives and stuff, I used to work in a McDonald's, and sometimes at the late shift, when I was 18, I was running the kitchen, the drive-through, and the cash all at once. I would go take the cash. I would know how much something costs. So I knew a McDouble would come out to $1.39 plus tax, which was $1.48 at the time. Mm-hmm. And I knew all the numbers and what the taxes were. $10.15 for Big Mac combo. And I would take the order in the kitchen. I wouldn't have the calculator in front of me. I'd tell them how much it costs, and I'd run and punch it all in and then serve them. I was a one-man McDonald's in a small town for a little while.
Making just over minimum wage, baby.
Oh yeah. When I went to university, they're like, "Hey, I got an offer for you. If you stay here, you could be an assistant manager in a couple of years." And I'm like, "No, I'll go to university." Yeah.
And I do have a question.
Nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. Nothing wrong with making minimum wage. It's
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's just I knew that
the capitalist society for such little in return is ridiculous.
And honestly, the university wasn't the best play for me too, because I could have just started my current job without it. Yeah. But all in all, I'm happy I did it.
Hey, I went to university twice to drop out twice. Okay, so
I never went at all. So I went to college and then did film. Yeah. I do have a question, though. I won't out anybody, but I've heard feedback from our other transgender listeners about this meme that is allegedly in their space. What's up with the Bionicle to trans pipeline?
Are you asking?
Because that is how.
You can't ask me, but I guess Amy, if you're still listening.
No, this is the question for our trans listeners.
It is common, yeah.
What the fuck?
I think Jester would probably be an expert.
I'm sure Jester has told us before.
That was my primary source. Again, I wasn't gonna just out anybody, but just my primary source, of course.
We did it from Lord Boy. We did it from primary source. We could do Lord Boy's canon then. We can just say it.
There you go.
Right?
Oh yeah, okay. That is a primary source. Yeah, but that's apparently just a thing that people in that community joke about. Is I was playing with Bionicles.
I think Sarah had talked about it for a while too, and
that as well. Yeah.
I don't feel like we're the best to give the answers, so I'll wait for them to join.
That's why it was a question, Jamie.
Yeah, I just saw Ethan looking it up, and I was hoping that we weren't going to be.
No, we're three white men on a podcast. No, I was looking for Jester, but if Jester, I could find a message from Jester.
Breitbart.com
I'm sure we've asked
Bionicle to trans pipeline.
I could do anything for us bozos, okay?
Yeah. Well, here's something I can be an expert on, and it's cave story. I live in a cave myself.
Have you ever?
So, no, I haven't actually. I played Maple Story, but anyways. Hey, Lore Boys. This is from Dylan, last name withheld. They say, hey, Lore Boys, I'm a big fan. I found your podcast while looking for someone to spoon feed me Kirby lore, and y'all did just that. That's one of my favorite early art of ours. The would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. Buffalo Bill
Kirby.
Yeah. Would you suck me? I'd suck me.
I had just not to interrupt with a real life story right away. One of the guys I went to high school with, who I hadn't seen in like 10 years, I ran into once. He's like, "Oh yeah, I listened to your podcast." I was like, "Oh fuck, okay." Like, this is one of the first times like someone in the wild had found it. And I was like, "Oh cool, yeah, thanks, dude. Which one?" He's like, "The one where you drew the picture of Kirby with his dick tucked between his legs." I was like, "Yeah, cool, man." Sorry.
Things like that. Why I don't always mention this stuff at work, because I'm like, I don't know if I want them to
I have not told anybody yet.
Yeah.
People have asked me what I do outside of work, and I did not tell them about this.
Yeah. So back to Dylan. He's listened to about 70 episodes over the past couple weeks because he has a boring office job, and it's pretty much a necessity to have something to numb that dullness. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games is the obscure Metroidvania called Cave Story, and it's got some cool lore like dragon hatcheries, coked up rabbits, and amnesiac robots. Cave Story is now ringing a bell.
I have it. I bounced off it.
It
was too hard for me.
Cave Story
It's
Plus.
apparently, according to Steam.
Oh, it's a Nintendo Switch game as well. Oh, I haven't played it. Anyways.
I like that he's using us to numb himself. It's like Lore Boys canon. Lore Boys is the opiate of the masses, quote Karl Marx.
So even if you don't decide to do an episode about it, I highly recommend playing it. It's available on Switch and Steam, I believe. I'm a gaming critic myself and hoping to write something one day that gets read by more than 3 people. So he sent a link to his Cave Story review.
It's good.
I
opened it up. It's a legit review.
What I'll do is I'll pop that into self promo in our Discord, so maybe some other people can listen to it, check it out too. So if you're listening and you're in the Discord and you want to see that, you can see that in self promo on June 22nd around 8 p.m. Thanks for reading wikis to me, Dylan.
Yeah.
So thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, and I'll say they. You might have misgendered them, but
oh, I'm sorry. They.
Sorry for not everyone has included their pronouns. Again, thanks to Kale. Not everybody has. So if we get it wrong, we apologize. But next up, Chris from Peter. Peter reading Chris.
Yeah. All caps, subject. Yo! Yo, guys.
What up,
also, I do want to shout out, Chris here has one of my favorite Simpsons display pictures on Gmail, which is Homer on jury duty, who is telling Bart that he can read his thoughts. And all he says is meow, 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 meow. He does the meow mix theme. Yo, guys, it's Venom Punished Snake from the Discord. Just wanted to say, hope y'all are having a good day and staying safe. I think COVID was still way more active at this point. I want to give some lore suggestions, like Silent Hill 2 and 4. Some Bully. Some Bully lore, the game. Sam and Max lore, that's probably a great idea. Conker's Bad Fur Day lore, another fantastic idea. And lastly, some Ninja Gaiden
lore,
which I've never played.
In the Discord too. Maybe it was Venom Punished Snake here.
Yeah. Sorry if this was too much, but hopefully you guys like the suggestions. We do. Thanks again for the laughs, and hope to hear y'all soon. Sent from my iPhone.
You'll hear us every week if you listen.
Yeah, I don't know why he included that iPhone part. That's weird. I have an iPhone too, dog. Like, you don't need to include
it. So next up we got Chaz. Subject banana. I open my banana from the stem like a civilized person. Sent from my iPhone. Thanks, Chaz.
Thank you.
Oh,
sent from my iPhone.
By the way, David and Chaz, next time you have a banana, try it the other way, man. It's so much easier.
You want just both to try it?
Well, they don't have to do it together, but when next time they have a banana, they grab it by the stem and just like bite the little butt part of it and peel it down, and then you have a little holding thing on the end to hold it with, and it just peels so easy,
like a cone. Like, I don't want my banana to get runny in the sun. Like, why would you hold it by the stem?
I'm telling
you,
the
whole peel is a handle, dude.
You'll bruise it less because whenever you pull the stem, you're like bending the banana a bit and stuff. If you're not like getting a clean break, and
I guess if you go against the curve, it doesn't. I've never had like, oh no, like turn the top of my banana or the bottom or whatever into baby food.
I forgot that this even came up, but I'm sure that I was the one who was like, you got to do it the other way now because I feel very strongly about it.
Jamie's a banana switch, clearly.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
whatever works.
I was allergic to bananas for a few years, so I don't have a good pulse on how I open them.
You've had some weird like raw fruit allergy?
Mhm.
Bizarre.
He beat it. It was something about,
I don't know.
what was it? Gut bacteria?
Well, we think. I don't know. Went away one day. My allergies do that.
It's because you got pregnant.
Allergies do that.
But I still haven't like tried everything. I'm still like really reluctant to try, especially fruits because they were always the worst. So
yeah.
It's
because you got pregnant. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah,
You're probably right.
For me, it was lactose, where it's just like, it's pandemic. I got nowhere to go. I'm just gonna poison myself until I stop having diarrhea, and it worked.
It worked.
There's a channel I've been watching on Instagram. I almost sent it to you, Pete. This guy's like, double the milk I drink every day, and he starts with 1 glass, 2 glass. He's up to like 32 glasses of milk. And he's like, I started late today and I'm really struggling. It's better when I start first thing in the morning. I'm having some tummy issues.
Double is like a clear lack of understanding of how exponents work. Like if you were doing 1 extra glass of milk a day, then that might work.
Yeah, well, like 32 is what, like 4 days?
Well, yeah. If you're stupid enough to drink 64 glasses of milk in a day, then you might not understand exponents.
But it would be.
Hey guys, day 6 here. It's only 1,024 glasses of milk per day.
Am I up next?
I can do another one because I had
it's the Big E.
Also,
short one,
from Chris, who we find out in this email. He says, "Hey lads, Bob Lob here, formerly Venom Policy."
Oh, hello.
Hey Bob, who I do think requested Ninja Gaiden lore.
I know Bottle Dob. I didn't know Venom Punishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's great.
Just want to know if y'all could do Sims lore or Sims medieval lore. Someone was also just requesting Sims lore. Was it you again? You son of a bitch, Bob Lob. No, por favor, have a good day. Yeah, I think all your suggestions so far have been interesting. You or somebody requested Sims lore the other day in the lore request channel on the Discord, and then you guys were going off about the different things that were in it, and I did get a little intrigued. You piqued my curiosity for sure. So
a lot of women gamers that I talk to, like not to get too deep on gender or whatever, love The Sims. Like it seems like a skewed.
I played the shit out of The Sims 1. I had The Sims 2. I had The Sims 2 on GBA. I bought The Sims 3 and expansion packs. I have The Sims 4.
Your ex-girlfriend almost like had how many gigs of Sims
expansion
packs?
Not expansion packs. It was all like community content or whatever, but like I don't know, gigs or something like that. It was like community content, different hairstyles and stuff. I don't know. I've always enjoyed like Sim games in general, like every kind of like The Sims, but like Sim City and Sim Ants. You were talking about the Ant game earlier. It made me think of
God, I want to play the Ant game.
Sid Meier's Pirates and like.
Did you guys ever play Lemmings back in the day?
I did not ever play Lemmings.
I played Lemmings with my mom. It was so sick.
There's a new one called Humanity out where you play like God as represented by a dog, and then you just have like a crowd of people that you have to try not to get. And like weird obstacle courses, yeah.
It was such a fun puzzle game. It's like you make one lemming the little stopper so the other guys wouldn't fall off, and you make like a ladder, and like it was cool. I enjoyed Lemmings, and it taught me how lemmings' lives don't matter because you can kill a lot of them to get to the end goal.
Yeah,
is it a myth that if their population gets too big, they kill themselves?
So it is a myth. It was perpetrated by the Walt Disney Picture Company. Because in the 50s, they had some documentarians doing a documentary on lemmings, and I guess they just found them boring, and so they started like pushing them off cliffs, and then made up that story.
Incredible! My God, dude!
Just the rage.
Having worked for modern Hollywood, I would love to go back to old Hollywood, where instead of CGIing Paul Rudd's ass because he's unfit in a movie, they just killed rats for the thrill of it.
Okay. This one I think Saucy's gonna love because it brings up Vampire Hunter D.
I don't know what that is. Never heard those words in my life.
Another thing that's really funny, like Saucy was like bringing something up the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like look up, like try and find where he works or something." And I found a place in Ohio. There's a million elevator places. Okay. There's a million elevator places.
Dox him on the show.
I know this is not where he works. This is a elevator place in Ohio. and it's called Schindler's Elevators and Escalators. And how do they not call it Schindler's Lifts?
Yeah,
You're right.
It's right there.
Right
It's right there.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Maybe the movie wasn't out. We don't know when it was founded. Schindler's List came out, I think, in like the early 2000s.
It's probably what the employees call it, but not what is on the sign, right? Like, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
anyways, so Jason Kelly back again. We read one earlier from Jason Kelly, I believe.
Yep.
Or Jason. So they said, I am
something.
not entirely sure if you do actually read the subject lines anymore, but if you do, you should really do Vampire Hunter D lore because you have unknowingly referenced some things that happen in the novels. Hi, lore guys.
They're novels?
We're not Vampire D experts, so I guess.
I assumed it was a manga.
What is another word for comic book?
Visual novel.
Graphic novel or visual novel, yeah.
So, hi, lore guys. I just finished getting caught up with your shows, all 200
guys,
and all 200 and something. Start with Zelda. We're coming up on 300. That's another milestone that we probably won't have time to celebrate.
What the millionth download?
I mean,
thanks, guys.
Yeah,
I just love like he's been listening since the second Elden Ring episode, so like pretty recently to like get through 200 in that time of our insanity. Is very good. GI Jerk.
Yeah, talking shop a bit. Like Elden Ring was one of the bring in the new folks episodes. That was like
all the FromSoft games have been good for that.
Yeah. Like I think it has like 6% of our total downloads or something. And with 200, almost 300 episodes, it's crazy that it pulls that kind of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So FromSoft put out another game. We need the boost.
Yeah.
It's fucking it's Armored Core, Fires of Rubicon.
True.
Next one, baby.
True.
I don't know if it'll have that kind of, but I hope so.
It looks kind of cool though.
Yeah. So it took a month and a half, but I managed it. A month and a half for all the episodes is quite good. Only bad part is now finding another podcast to occupy my time while driving a garbage truck. I'd say if you do want more of just us talking, we do have, I think, 70 or 71 episodes of bonus content that range between half an hour to sometimes an hour 15 for feeling real spicy. But lots of extra content. So check out the Patreon if you're interested in that, which will be in the link. But I must say that Peter has been doing an excellent job at comic book lore and should do a few others, like Spawn. I also blame James for getting me into SCP and wanting to know more. As such, I think he should do Florida Man lore, Justice Punishment. I've actually looked this up just after I did the Steven Seagal episode for our 200th. I looked up Florida Man.
Is Florida Man an SCP?
No,
might be. Like I would guess that it is, and I'm not sure if that's what GI Jerk is referencing here, like the SCP Florida Man lore or just general Florida Man lore.
If it is, I would ignore your SCP request, and I would just do Florida Man lore because I think it'd be a better episode. But anyways, that's just how I would. That's how I conceptualize it. I also looked up a bunch of lottery winners.
Did I fever dream this? Did you do an episode on some like vigilante crime fighter? You did.
Yeah.
Okay. That just
what was his?
You said Florida Man. It's like,
fuck. What was his name?
I remember.
Phoenix Jones. Phoenix Jones.
Yes.
Phoenix Jones, and he ended up like going onto the street to get drugs off the street and stuff, but then ended up being the coke dealer by the end. Like he like all your
long enough to like became the criminal or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's like videos of him just like vigilante beating people up in the street and macing them. And he wears the whole suit. It's insane. Check out the Phoenix Jones episode because I even want to go back and listen to it now. It's so funny. As far as Warhammer, MTG, and the like, keep it up, the great work, Ethan. Also, congratulations on the kid.
Hey.
Hopefully the next 18 years are smooth sailing and full of excellent adventures. And after that, I guess you can stop caring, right?
You just throw our ass out at like the day after her birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as okay, so like as fucked up as Florida is now, in my opinion, don't at me. Their journalism laws with the police are actually really, really good. So that's why Florida Man exists, because like journalists can report on crime before the name of someone who's been arrested has been out, and it's really good for like public knowledge, and like I think that part's really fucking cool.
And in combination with that, like places that are hot 24/7, people are outside all the time. You can live in lower income like places because you don't have to have a very well insulated home to live.
Gaps, wealth gap in Florida.
And
well, I mean, there's like big
also
in a lot of the states, right?
No social safety nets. Like
it's on the ocean, and it's a very southern state near where the drugs come from down south. There's a lot of reasons why Florida men do it best.
Yeah. So, like, the Florida man thing is, shockingly, because of a very cool and, like, liberal law that is still on the books, despite what is currently going on there, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, journalists just, like, talk to the cops and get the fresh news, and Florida man is obviously just, like, a placeholder name for a lunatic who has been arrested.
Exactly, right? Like Florida Man Lore does sound fun and funny, and I think we have a lot of fun with it. But given like what's going on in the state right now, I just don't think it's a good climate to do an episode on.
Yeah. Honestly, like even the Steven Seagal one, by the end of it, I'm like just making fun of a person. Like I don't know if this is what I want to be doing. Like I think I'd rather laugh at fake people and fake things than.
I mean, at least there we're punching up, right?
we are punching up.
Yeah. Because ultimately, Florida Man might just be like a disenfranchised like addict who doesn't really deserve the spotlight that's been put on him, right?
But even with the Steven Seagal thing, like I don't know, like after, I'm not sure that I'd write the same episode today. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, right.
Steven Seagal apology episode. I wasn't done. You interrupted me, Peter.
I'm sorry.
On a side note, my Discord tag is pronounced G.I. Jerk. We called him Good Jerk in the last years, I remember. Yes.
Oops.
When I joined the army, I told my mom was going to play army, and she responded with, "What? Play G.I. Jerk?" Since G.I. Joe is still a thing, and it stuck. And I think that's a very cute story.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, keep on with the hilarity. Jason, Good Jerk, or G.I. Jerk. All right, on to you, Pete.
Good Jerk. Right before I open my curtains, because I've got a pervert webcam going on right now, we've got Elden Ring request from Trey, last name withheld. Hey, Lore Boys, love your show. I listen all day, every day. Haha. I would love to hear more about Elden Ring, especially about Rykard and or Marika/Radagon. Thank you for doing your podcast. It makes my day every day.
Yeah. That would probably fall on me since I'm the one who played it, and I would be happy to do that. The episodes perform well. It's fun to look that stuff up, and also now that it's been so long since the game came out, it's probably a lot easier to research. I remember I was fucking pulling my hair out the first time I researched that, man, when it was just because nobody had read all the items yet and everything, and it was just a fucking shit show. But now, it's gotten a lot better now. So, I would love to come back to that stuff.
Also, notoriously, Ethan and I still have not played that game. All right, I haven't, and it's not in my family share library, so I'm going to wager that Ethan has not played it.
No, I haven't played it. No.
You guys would love it eventually when you're able to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know at my age at this point if I physically can beat Sekiro, but I am way more interested in that as like a life goal, personally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I can. It's all patience, man. That's the thing.
Yeah. And Elden Ring's like one of those things. Like, I think if you guys started playing it, like, once you're like 2 hours in, you're like, oh, okay, no, this is like really fun and I want to be playing this. I think even more so than Sekiro, because if shit gets hard, you just walk in a new direction and like go find something else. But
Sekiro is like the skill issue game, right?
Yeah. One day, whenever they come up with triple family share, you guys can play mine.
You can have like 5 accounts linked all together. I think we could all. You just need to sign in on my computer.
Okay, I'm just always online, I guess, but we could always do it. Yeah.
Next email is from Scott. Subject request. Scott says, I just started your podcast about a week ago and I love it. Also, you guys are my first podcast ever. Congrats on the cherry.
Aww.
Love the content. Favorite so far is the Moonlight Greatsword episode, which was a fun episode. I've always loved Dark Souls, and now it is even better because of you fine gentlemen. So for anyone who doubted us about the Souls games being popular topics for us, there's like 3 out of 4 of the last emails. Scott asks, my request, if it has not been done yet, would be Gorillaz the Band, which has also been requested in the Discord, maybe by yourself, Scott, maybe by somebody else. Not the real band, the made up one. Like, yeah, they're the best 2-dimensional band out there. They're the only band that's cartoon. You got to give them that. He says, or they say, as in the band with 2D, Murdoch, Russell, Noodle, and sometimes Ace from Powerpuff Girls. With love, Scott. Loves.
Cool. I like that. I don't know the lore behind Gorillaz the band, like the made up one, but if more than one person have requested it, that sounds cool. It sounds like something fun to
another band that gets requested a lot is Coheed and Cambria, because they have like they have a graphic novel that they've released alongside all their albums, basically. All their songs are like based on like the stories from that graphic novel. So
and so I've been into concept albums before, and I don't know, it can be tough sometimes to really like care about it if you're not listening to the music all the time. I do like Coheed, but that'd be one that I would have to really dive in head first.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I like Welcome Home. That's like the one, you know, probably their most popular song. I
know how to play it on guitar.
I know the popular stuff, I guess, but I've never taken a deep dive on the Coheed.
There's Good-Eyed Sniper. You
really should be a great comeback singer.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I got a buddy of mine I used to work with who has a pop punk band, who I don't know if he would want me to shout them out on this, but where he released like Instagram clips of his music video, and like it's just like, you know, when you work with a guy, you don't know, like, is he a fantastic singer? Does he sound exactly like you would imagine an early 2000s pop punk band to sound like? And it's just like, yep, it's perfect. It's just, it's just like I was watching it, I'm just like, yeah, this is excellent. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I think I'm at best an average singer, but I do think I could pull off an impression of a pop punk band enough to play a show with it.
I mean, you were doing Blink-182 about submarines earlier today. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
I almost made the same joke.
No reason. Because I was playing Dredge, of course.
Yes.
So Scrya here. This is from Scrya, since I guess that's what they want to be called. I'm not the best in public settings, Discord included, but I am happy to be part of the community in my weird antisocial way. That's cool. Like, we're happy to have anyone in the community. We have all kinds of weirdos. Some of our most outspoken people are weirdos, and we love them all the
same. Yeah, Ethan.
I've been listening to the lores the past few months while I slave away at my mundane tasks at work, and all I can say is thank you for the endless hours of content. If there had to be one lore request for a future episode 3 to 5 years from now, it would be Star Citizen, as I thoroughly enjoy the history and the lore of the game. Anyhow, thank you for the hours of enjoyment. You see me reacting in the Discord from time to time, Scrya. I actually just had a really long conversation with someone about Star Citizen this week, and the amount of money that you have to pay, and you basically get a lease on a ship, because you get a ship that is guaranteed not to break. You get like insurance, but it maxes out at 6 months. So you can spend $120 on a ship that you can go in and out of. But if you crash it after 6 months, buy a new ship.
Dude, so just buy a real fucking car. My home and auto combined cost me $110 a month. Just
This is also like one of those forever beta games too, that like they're always working on it, and maybe there's some good lore. Personally, I don't like the way they do business, so I don't think I'd ever buy the game, but maybe I would do like a fun
you don't even
kind of real world
Jamie.
combo.
It is never coming out. I got confused with it in my head between Star Citizen and Stellaris. Star Citizen is not coming out. It's fake. That guy is spending money on drugs, dude.
Yeah, you can play it today, but it's not out.
As of September 2022, funding from backers exceeded $500 million.
You know how many devs they have? They have close to 1,000 devs, and all they're working on is creating complex ships that you can go all over in.
And buy insurance for?
Yeah. Buy insurance for, it breaks, doesn't matter, make a new ship, devs. Just everyone wants to be in the newest ship, and like, yeah, it's... you can see our opinion on this so far.
I mean, no, I'll be the dissenting voice in the room where I'm not necessarily against it. I look at it like people collect like model trains or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is a thing
Yeah.
that you're like hyper interested in. You're very focused on. It's like you say, Jamie, like you just want your cool ships. It's your money.
Yeah.
Like if that's what makes sense, it's probably better than spending it on the Lore Boys Patreon, patreon.com.
Hey, I wouldn't say that. I think we put out a lot of great content, and I think that we can listen to it even 6 months later.
It's a lot more expensive than the Lore Boys Patreon. I'll say that.
I will sell these people insurance if that's what they want. Okay, I will put insurance on the fucking Patreon.
By the way, delete this episode, or in 6 months your phone will explode. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks a lot, Chris, for saying that in Skria, and I'll give that a hard maybe. Probably if I did an episode on it, it'd be one of those like real world combos because it has an interesting development story.
We'll do Eve first. I think is fair to say.
Eve seems more interesting to me.
I would love a post-mortem on Star Citizen. That would be fascinating.
Yeah, where we can just shit on it the whole time.
I mean, not necessarily. I'm a negative Nancy on that game personally, just because I do not trust the people in charge. But again, not for me. Maybe cool. And again, like Ethan was saying, it's like people spend money on dumb shit all the time. I have $800 of Transformers in the room.
Exactly.
Like once you put it into perspective, I was just like, no, Pete, you're also a dumb bastard. I was like, fair enough. Yeah, you got my ass, right?
I just realized too, guys, we're probably past the halfway point. After Pete reads the next one, I guess we could call for a break. Just so we could. Cool.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So
I would have let you.
Hey, Lore Boys from. Sorry,
I would have let Jamie just call the break there if you really wanted. But
to me, it felt better because we've been doing Ethan James Peter. Oh, God. That we let Pete get his last email out just for equality.
We have the setup, climax. Climax is Jamie, denouement Pete.
Sure. Right? I don't want to have to dock his pay from the Patreon just and do all the math later. Right. So everyone has to do equal work. Yeah.
All the money comes to my account, baby. I'd like to see you force me to pay you. So we have Hey Lore Boys from Braden, last name withheld. Hey Lore Boys, I'm just reaching out to say I've been listening to your podcast for roughly a year now, and I love every single episode. Your show has gotten me into games and series I didn't even know existed. I came for the lore, but I stayed for the witty comments. It's not witty. I'm sorry, dude. That's wrong.
Well, he calls us Three Stooges afterwards.
Oh, so
don't worry.
Every episode, and Three Stooges behind the genius podcast. But you guys rock Braden, and I'm not going to use her last name. I'm sorry. Again, sent from my iPhone, and I will send you the auto reply. Thanks, I'll check it out.
Whereas Witty is poking each other in the eyes and then putting the hand up.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I'll send the auto reply. Thank you so much. And
I already said thanks. I'll check it out because it does not make any sense whatsoever.
Oh, perfect.
And with auto reply, I wish I could have got in there in time to get a third auto reply.
Can you imagine, again, 9 months later, 3 auto replies that make no sense?
Oh boy, I hope Peter doesn't dock my pay because I didn't send an auto reply to that message.
You better believe I will.
You know what? If they're longtime listeners, they know that the auto reply means that their episode is coming. It's coming out soon. So with that, we'll send you the auto reply of an ad during this break.
Welcome back, everybody. We're doing a reverse round robin now, where we're starting with Pete. And we're starting with lore suggestion from Jackson, last name withheld, no iPhone this time. Hi, you guys are really cool and could do the lore for the video game A Hat in Time, which personally I have never heard of. But
is it like Lies of P? It's like Cat of the Hat, but he goes like through time, like Chrono Trigger.
Dude, I have never been more aroused than thinking about Dr. Seuss Bloodborne. Holy fuck.
I think I've seen this on the Switch store, A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time is a cute and tech 3D platformer featuring a little girl who stitches hats for wicked powers.
Oh, she's a haberdasher.
Overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so it's very well liked.
Looks cute.
Just clean platforming. Sure.
There is a puppet who cried. Oh no, a puppet who lied. It made a boy cry. You died. Dr. Seuss, Dark Souls.
Oh, dude, could you imagine a Dr. Seuss v. Bloodborne inspired video game where the entire thing is written in rhyme? So I played
and narrated,
Child of Light, and that entire game is written in rhyme.
Wait,
And it's
okay.
cringe, but
Someone made this joke already, right? Does it say you lied when you die for Lies of P?
no, it doesn't. It,
really
Yeah.
it almost is actually stupider. It says lie or die. And then you get to a loading screen that says now lying. Actually. At least in the demo, the game comes out in September. I'm very excited for it.
Okay, you guys want a couple stanzas here? Here we go, okay?
Yeah.
In the dark world of Bloodborne, where hunters roam, lies a twisted tale that will chill you to the bone. In Yharnam's streets, the hunt begins to unfold, where ancient secrets and horrors untold. Beware the old blood, its power and curse. As the pale blood moon looms, the nightmare's verse. The healing church beckons with twisted desire, but madness and beasts consume all who aspire.
That's awesome. That's ChatGPT.
Yeah, dude, I'd fuck with that game so hard.
Dude, honestly, yeah. All you need to do is just run it through an AI, and you've got us already.
But also, do video game, please.
The best set in the game would be just like, oh yeah, no, I actually run like a Dex Arcane like Thneed build, which is like the unitard where the like sleeves
your microphone.
I'm not touching my microphone.
Like discipline, baby.
I'm not even moving.
I don't know. It keeps making a big.
It keeps making noise. Yeah.
Listeners, somebody tally back how many times he's hit his microphone this episode, so we can.
By the way, one of the
times evaluation to go through.
One of the times you made a big deal about it, I was on editing, and it didn't even come up on the recording.
Oh, there you go. Maybe none of these people either.
Yeah,
I'll look like the crazy person.
Well, yeah,
your cat is about to jump into your bathtub. By the way.
Oh yeah, she won't. She doesn't like the bath. She likes the side of it. She doesn't like the inside of it.
No, she's got that like clock tail going on from like the cat clock.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think like what we could get AI to do that? We could just like have Pinocchio AI drinking blood. Today I saw AI Boris Johnson eating raw onions, and that was very good.
There's this. I think it was a meme posted in the Lore Boys Discord server recently, but it's
linked below.
But there's like a phenomenon that's happening now with AI art, that so much AI art is being generated so quickly that it's becoming the reference images for AI art programs, and the AI art is getting worse and worse because when it references
it's self-referential.
And somebody posted like the meme was like, "You're telling me that the AI art is getting inbred, like the AI is inbreeding essentially." Just like
it's a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy.
Yeah, it's fascinating to think about, man. Never.
Damn, I can't believe that computers didn't overtake humanity. Right. Jeez. Elon Musk was wrong, guys. You heard it here first.
It's like it's the the computerized woman's face from Her, but it's like the Habsburg chin.
I never knew what the Habsburg chin was until this podcast. We talk about it so much.
Fascinating. Yeah, there's a couple of rabbit holes I've fallen into on like YouTube and Wikipedia. One was survivalist cannibalism, so like the Donner Party, which I learned from a Far Side comic, and then like that plane crash in Argentina and all this other stuff.
Fun fact about rabbit holes: Habsburgs can't fall into them because of their big old chins.
Yeah, and the tongue that just hangs out of their mouth.
Yeah, they get stuck. Their little legs go in, but the chin holds them up. New listener praise and requests. This is from River, or better be Tybolt, in Discord. Howdy, Lord Bones. My name is River, but in Discord and Patreon, I am better be Tybolt. Yes, it's a magic reference. I found your podcast about a month ago and instantly fell for it hard, like a city woman over a country bumpkin in a Lifetime movie hard. That sounds like something we talked about.
That's a Hallmark movie, like Christmas format. That's fantastic.
Yeah, probably referencing the jumped up country bumpkin from the Elden Ring episode, Godric, the Grafted. Yeah. You all bring such unique inserts to the table and make the perfect cocktail. And you said, "Ha!" I said, "Tail." Oh, you got us with the.
I would have said, "Ha!" I said, "Cock."
Yeah, that's the joke. I think
that's my perfect.
Well, that's why we're the Lore Boys and you're the listeners. Right?
Yeah. The perfect cocktail of interesting and entertaining. Not to mention just being able to hear about the lore to these games. I remember from a long time ago. Recently, I've gone on a retro binge because of y'all. I hear you, man. I play a lot of games from the 90s. I'm a UPS delivery driver, so all day I got nothing better to do. Listen to a bunch of Maple Leaf loving Canadians tell me about a video game, movie, comic, and etc. lore. Sure, I could actually communicate with the people I am delivering to, but to help with that, I guess you'd rather listen to us than talk to them. I'm finally getting caught up with all your episodes, at least the ones I find interesting. Story, Warhammer, and WoW. Ethan and I both take a knife to the chest. Yeah,
the chest.
Oh, gee, oh. And I finally feeling good enough to join the Discord and become a patron and email you guys. Oh, thank you. And also make some requests. Obvious, I have to make some Magic the Gathering requests. First off, Tybalt, the Fiend Blooded, all caps. I don't know Tybalt.
Tybalt,
but he's always been
talked about Tybalt on the on an episode. I don't remember which one. I think Kamigawa. I think or no, it was Soren. It was Soren Markov chased Tybalt through the multiverse, and that's why he left Ravnica, and things kind of went to shit for a while. Okay. I believe is what we're talking about. He also had some other. He was like the pseudo. Maybe it was when we were talking about the Phyrexians. He was like the pseudo Loki character in the arc. I think on the Phyrexian episode we also talked about him.
Okay. Me, degenerate theater kid, was just like Tybalt. Oh, yeah, Shakespeare. Very good.
I mean, I think the magic character is named after Tybalt from
must be
the Immortal Bard.
You think?
Yeah.
Art by William Shakespeare. It's just like that weird portrait of him, just like on the card.
So again from Tybalt, better be Tybalt, I guess. He says, he has always been my favorite character, such an amazing character. When you rally, dip into the flavor text and side story. With his involvement with the War of the Spark, especially Kaldheim.
Kaldheim is the Norse mythology plane.
Right, yeah, which we have not covered at this point.
No, we've not covered it. I think I specifically said I wouldn't do Kaldheim, but I would be open to doing Tybalt, not Kaldheim specifically.
Okay. I feel it's about time to give MTG's failed attempt at a Joker knockoff a chance to shine. And finally, 2 requests for 2 amazing games that I'm sure you'll all love, especially the viewers. Remnant from the Ashes, as well as Chronos Before the Ashes, and the game Outriders. Both of these games he's played for over 1,000 hours since November of 2020, so that's a lot. Was also going to recommend more Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West lore, but I'm sure those are coming soon anyways. I think I'm the one stopping the Forbidden West lore because I want to play it myself, and it's taken way too long.
I'll send you my information. Yeah, I'll send you my information. Yeah.
Yeah, send me the info so I can just smash that out in a week, and then we can talk about it. Yeah. Anyways, love you guys and what you do. P.S. I'm from Utah in the USA, and yes, I'm a Mormon, but I bring it up every time I hear y'all bring up Utah. I just get giddy because I'm weird that way. Also, my favorite game ever, Horizon Zero Dawn, takes place around my home turf. I love that game as well. It's my right now. I used to have a few perfect games, but because they keep expanding the amount of achievements on them, I don't have as many perfect games on Steam. I only have one, and it's Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm with you, my man. Just figured I would mention it to make y'all jealous. Haha. Very cool. I didn't know we had a Mormon fan, so now you're gonna be the token one. Tybalt.
We had the Diamond Gunslinger who was a Twitch fan for a while.
Yeah, right. they pop in. They pop in from time to time. Him and his brother and I think his sister are in the Discord.
Yeah. We got a few of the Mormons.
I do want to comment that I know big time patron Chaz also has requested Remnant from the Ashes. I will admit I played it, did not click, and I'm sorry that's the only reason I've not covered it yet. Outriders though, it's kind of a jank-ass game. It's a Polish game, and your boy Pete, big fan of Eurojank. Outriders is so fucking good, but I just have not bought the expansion yet to cover the lore. Outriders is it's in the chamber because I don't weirdly enough because again degenerate theater kid. I was dating a theater girl for a while. One of her she was just like, oh, my friend Michelle is in this new game called Outriders. Have you played it? I was like, no, not yet. But when it hit Game Pass, I was like, oh, fuck, Michelle's game. That's cool.
Isn't she the Death Sounds or something?
Not even. She plays a character who has a single line of dialogue. The only thing she says is, help me, and then is liquefied and never says anything ever again.
Okay. Close to Death Sounds, not quite.
That game is so fucking cool. As far as, I don't know, cheap Destiny killer, like looter shooters, Outriders is the best one. I like it more than I like Destiny. I like it more than obviously more than fucking Anthem or any of like the S tier trash. But yeah,
I love the next
Outriders.
The next email is really funny. The screenshot.
Well, it's not the next email because you skipped one. So, Braden, hey guys, Braden messaging again, and I know y'all are Destiny lovers, and I too am obsessed with it and its lore. Speaking of Destiny,
that was not on mine.
So I thought about how an episode about the Battle of Twilight Gap, or perhaps the lore behind the Cabal, Fallen Scorn, and Hive and their origins. I'll say I've never really been a big fan of Destiny. It's not my thing, the grind, but I have, and it's been a long time since we covered the lore. But I did always enjoy the lore. I always thought it was really cool.
I did the Hive. It was they like come to the planet on basically like big old coffins and like burrow underneath and
cool.
I very like it's 2017 content, so it's been a long time.
And they've added a lot now since.
Which I can't blame anyone for not listening to those episodes because that was like the very beginning of our season 2, which would have been like our 21st episode.
We tried out the idea that like we would do multi-parters, but we would like take longer. So like I would be but the thing, it was like we would do it so it was more continuous. We would do them in a row. So it's like not like my week, your week, like I would take most of a month and then I would have a couple months off. Which was cool for like the fluidity of the episodes, I guess, but
it's never panned out work-wise.
No, it didn't really work out very well. And then it also it's a lot like, let's say I don't like Destiny. Okay, cool. I just don't get to listen to Lore Boys for a month, you know? I have to wait until they come back to something I like. And at least this way we kind of I know some people do listen to us that way where they just pick and choose, but what's so funny, you two?
It's the
every time you move your hands, you hit the mic.
There's just so much noise coming from your end, and maybe it's not happening in the episode, but in the Discord call, it's so noisy.
I haven't even struck my mic though. Like
I don't know.
Am I too close on the ground, or
you just have like an ambient bonk every 5 fucking seconds.
I didn't think there was going to be loser titles, but I guess an ambient bonk will go up there for this episode.
Oh man, this is frustrating to me. Like I normally I feel when I hit the mic, but I really haven't been hitting the mic this time.
I don't know. Was it the bike wine or was it the wine at home? This is why you can't feel the bumps.
I don't even think it's the wine. I think it's my stand is on the ground next to my feet. Maybe I'm tapping my foot. Or something.
Oh, is it your toesies?
Yeah, maybe.
Little piggies. Oink, oink, oink at the trough.
I moved them away.
They don't call them Jimbo toe taps for nothing.
that was back in the one mic setup. That was Ethan was the issue for that one. Yeah, because Ethan likes to tap his feet, but he's got a desk stand, so there's no problem.
I do.
I gotta get it.
I tend to lounge these days. My feet are always up on the arm of my couch, even when we record.
Yeah. I mean, you've got that L couch next to your desk now, which is really, really good.
Yeah,
I'm comfy cozy for this episode, my guys.
I got my feet on the dog blanket now, all way behind me, so. Don't worry, I'll just stay twisted for the last half hour or whatever.
So this one I actually do understand. The one that we had skipped over by accident, I guess we out of order. Additional TF2 lore from Dylan, last name withheld. And the attachment is just a JPEG of a coconut. This is from Team Fortress 2, but this is real life lore. There was like a developer, like during some interview or like a GDC talk or something like that. There is a JPEG of a coconut in the TF2 Team Fortress 2 by Valve installation files, and if you delete the JPEG, the game does not work anymore, and no one at Valve knows why.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it. The entire game is built on top of a JPEG of a coconut, and it is the most, like, other than like whatever System 32, the most crucial file in the directory for Team Fortress 2 is a JPEG of a coconut, and that is absolutely true.
I mean, yeah, like. Who knows like how much the mythos is built up behind it, but I will say like one of the first of the 2 times I flunked out of college, I went for video game design, and I was in like a very intro level coding course, and I remember I went to the library or like the section where the computer science students, like we had a lab that we could work in or whatever, and I was working with this other guy who I'd met in my freshman year. We were working on the same project, and like I spent like, I don't know, 6 hours in the lab with him, like working on this project, and we're each working on our own version. And finally he gets his working, and I'm like, man, I cannot understand why mine doesn't work. And he's looking through my code. He's like, I don't understand why yours doesn't work either, dude. Like, This doesn't make any sense. And I was like, okay. He takes off. I'm there. Like I said, I'm there for like 6 hours. I'm like, trying to get to work. I'm like, okay, I can't. Like, I'm done for the day. I save, take it home, plug it into my computer, just open it up, run it. It works. Like no changes made. I just I had saved it and it was just running on a different computer, so it just worked. So it's all.
Yeah,
when you think about it, it's like computers we tricked rocks into thinking, right? So
Yes.
it shouldn't
We
exist. It's against God,
Yeah.
right? The Mormons are on our side here, I think.
Yeah. I had an issue with my cell phone provider. My credit card expired and I had a new credit card which has the same number but just a new expiry date and like code or whatever, and it would not accept my new credit card to pay my phone. Then I had to get escalated. Basically for them, all they had to do is delete the old credit card just to add the new one because the computer could not handle that the numbers were the same. And that's crazy to me because how many people have credit cards to expire? It must happen all the fucking time, but
every single person who owns a credit card. It's
it's
of people.
Anyways,
as someone who worked in payment processing and had to resubmit transactions every single day as my job, just reprocess millions of dollars. The debit machine, the rocks in the debit, you should not trust the rocks in the debit machine as much as you do. They barely hold it together, dude. Barely.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I'm taking off my shoes because I'm worried I'm making too many toe taps here.
Gotcha.
So
you wore your tap shoes to the episode?
I came in hot. I biked all the way home from the bar and just turned my headset on. Anyways,
tap dancing classes.
Yeah. We're gonna come up next with Chris over here, and he wrote into the website. Oh, we're into October now, so we're getting closer and closer. We're like 6 months away or something like that.
It's 8 months.
8 months. Okay, comes up quick. Hey, Lore Boys, I'm a relatively recent fan of y'all and podcasts in general. But I'm happy to say that a podcast like yours was exactly what I was looking for. Easily my favorite thing to listen to while at work, on a long drive, or cleaning up the house. The first episode I listened to is the SCP-173-053 and 682 episode. So that was like the indestructible lizard, the
little girl who couldn't die.
The little girl, the cement thing that if you turned your back on it would come up and twist your neck.
Oh,
looked like
the next
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. And I think the one that was like really scary, that if you ever looked at a picture of it or saw it in any way, it would find you somewhere around the world and kill you. So like it was completely contained and you can't even like reference it on paper or else you die. So anyways, with spoopy season upon us, we're almost coming up on the next spoopy season. I was really hoping you guys could do another SCP episode. Honestly, it's been a long time and we got a lot of traction on those. I think it'd probably be a good idea for me to do these.
Yeah, I mean, like, people love SCP. The only person who kind of got bored of it was Jamie, who was the guy doing the SCP.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did a few. Was hoping for another threefer. I was thinking SOP 1048, 294, and 999. He'll explain them all. SCP-1048 is a teddy bear that was once a safe class SCP, but was later changed to Keter class, which is like could destroy the world / universe. So, yeah, interesting. Yes, on par with the sun. So interested to see how that teddy bear could do that. SCP-294 is a vending machine with a keyboard that can give you any drink. I'm more familiar with this one. I've read about it, so that one would be fun.
Perrier, it's all I want. Just hit me with it, dude.
Oh,
easy.
So SCP tried to. I think I looked at a picture of an SCP.
My spit is SCP.
SCP-999 is a cute little slime monster. It has some fun stories involving other SCPs you've talked about before. If you guys can't do this one, no worries. I'm happy with anything you put out. Hope you guys are having a good day and good life. Keep up the awesome work. Happy Halloween. I'd love to do more of these. The Dr. Bright one was really fun to do too, with his his necklace where he would like throw it at someone and just they would die and he'd become a host of their body.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a fight.
Yeah. More SCP eventually. TM. I don't think the podcast is going anywhere, and that's one of those big ones on the
And
list.
it is going somewhere. It's going straight to the top, baby.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, I wanted to yell the next episode when you said that. 'Cause straight to the top, baby, boys nuts.
Yeah.
'Cause that's Heather just wrote in the saying boys
Is
nuts.
it me now? This is
Yeah.
my,
No,
this
it's
is my
I
was
guess I
mine.
already read it.
Jamie has stolen my two favorite emails from this one. The one from
That's-
This is your
and now
favorite?
the one from Heather's. Just saying.
This is
boys
your
nuts.
favorite?
This one and the
Oh.
long one with exactly the line, like a city woman over a country bumpkin in a Lifetime movie hard.
I stole. I'm a stealer.
That's okay. Jamie's a Steeler guy. But go ahead, read Heather's. Go nuts, dude.
I thought I was doing I thought I was doing you a favor because it was 2 words, so I would give you a longer
There's a
one.
whole other line, my guy.
Can you do more World of Warcraft videos? Thank you.
Thank you.
You did. There you
Yeah,
go. You're welcome,
I will.
Heather.
I will.
Good.
I will.
Kerbalam.
Cool. The next one is from Steven. It says, "Don't dox me though. I'm gonna read this before. I don't think this should be read on. I don't know why we started this. I don't think it should be on because it's about something we said about him in the last mailbag."
At some point, I remember Steven had sent an email. I think I responded to this.
Yeah,
Where there was just like vastly too much information. I was like, I don't know, like we're not gonna fucking read this on air.
we can skip the next 2. It looks like
Okay.
'cause the next one's a business one. Then
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
looking at
next
the
3.
ones there.
Should we hit
Trevor.
up Trevor in that case?
Yeah, he says, "Hey, lore boys, I've been listening for a while, and this is my first time emailing. I want to say I love all the lore you guys give out. It's really expanded my knowledge of different games, and I love the chemistry you guys have. Aw, we kiss. Very funny.
Oh,
I dig the
we
RPG
do.
episodes and the WoW and LOL lore. League of Legends. There's a lot more in them than I realized. Arcane Season 2 will launch someday, and I will do more League of Legends lore when it does, I promise.
Arcane.
the misery.
is so good.
Yeah.
That's
Anywho,
50 Shades
I
of
wanted
Grey.
to
They
agree
have
with
like
Pete about XCOM being a roguelike. I was writing this while listening to the episode, and while I typed this, Pete popped off with my exact thoughts. I love that. Love the show.
nice.
To make the slow hours at work less maddening. Also, I wanted to give a share. Jamie has a husky, and so do I. So I thought you guys might get a kick out of this pick.
Oh, it's a very sweet
Very-
husky. It's a darker one than mine with blue eyes.
Blue-
She's got
oh,
she's in the snow, which is the perfect place for a husky.
Yeah, that's where they belong.
Love it. Love it. So cute.
all right.
Should we? I think we should call it there, though. Honestly, right? We got a few
I
left,
got,
but
I got one more open.
no,
Why don't we
because
end
we
it?
said we each got to do one. So it's either do 3 now. You got to get in before the break, remember? So it's either we do 3
Fair
more
enough.
or you do 1.
Fair enough.
So
Got my ass. That
This
is
guy's
still
making
me
fun
with
of
the
my-
devil.
This guy was making fun of my glasses around Christmas time, which is pretty funny that I didn't have them yet. I think I don't remember exactly when I got them. I think it was maybe February. or
it would have been very funny if you had broken your glasses last week and didn't. Because you did break them last week, but you have repaired them. But if you couldn't repair them and now you didn't have glasses, that would have been amazing. So let's.
So you got your glasses in March because I remember
Yeah.
saying you were going to lose them on St. Patrick's Day, and Ethan was just like, "Yes, he
Yeah.
will."
We got
That's
to
right.
save. We got to save this email because by the next mailbag, Jamie will either have lost or broken them, and then we can
You know what?
laugh at that. And he hits them
Now,
And bonk, dude.
I know what it is. I knee slapped, which went into my foot, into the ground, into my mic. I just did
What
this.
do you
Do you have like a
Daredevil?
Rube
You want
Goldberg
to see?
machine?
Look, watch this.
Yeah, I did it. I
Yeah.
did
That's
it.
my knee.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Jamie just is a Rube Goldberg machine, is where it's like, no, when I set off this domino and knock over the ping pong ball that sets off the Hot Wheels car, it then lights a match, which swings over an iron, and then that hits my mic.
When I eventually get my glasses, build my new PCTM, I'll get an arm mic. Yeah,
There you
there we go.
There you go.
You do need a new PC, though.
Okay, guys, is this a Jamie life coach episode or a mailbag? All right.
It can be both.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Please keep sending in emails because if we can refill this summer, then we'll do another one this summer, I think. And if you want to send in life advice for Jamie, all the better, honestly, because you need some life
Yeah.
coaching. So my man,
Yeah, we have enough of these that we might. There might be another one coming sooner than later, but keep sending them for sure.
Yeah.
Keep sending them for sure.
Yeah.
And if you didn't hear it yet, we will We'll get to them all.
We'll get to it. I mean, we got pretty close. We got all the way up to December 19th of last year. So we're doing okay.
Yeah. We're in this.
We were listening for a long
6 months
while.
to go.
We were listening for a long while, and then clearly weren't delivering on what we had asked people to send in for. So.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I know this was not a 40K episode or a Magic the Gathering episode or
or a timely response.
This is not SCP lore. But if you've listened this far, thanks so much for listening this far. We were having fun just kind of chatting and hanging out. We hope you guys were too. If you want to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, we'd really appreciate it because it helps the show grow. Links to the Discord and all our socials with a big asterisk are below that you can find. And if you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/theloreboys, where we put out an episode every week about between 30 and 60 minutes of us essentially doing this, not reading emails, but just kind of sitting around and chatting. So if this was fun for you, if you made it this far and you're not tuned into that yet, we do have a tier that's just $3 a month USD.
Buck a boy. It's a lot of stuff like games we've been playing, funny stuff that's happened throughout the week. I had like some crazy out of context quotes that I heard at a bar that we talked about this week. We talked about
a lady by accident 2 weeks ago.
Yep. I almost hit a lady on a bike today. We talked about there's lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
And I think that would constitute a Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Mailbag.
Letters are out.
Lore Boys going post.